So the next position we're going to look at is when we take the lapel from the inside to the outside. A little bit more like what we've seen over the years from classic sit-up guard positions, like how, again, this can assist in breaking posture. As you see, when I pull the slack out of my own lapel, even when I put it underneath of my own leg, you can see that there is no slack in this part of my lapel. If I hold it loosely, I have all the neck mobility in the world from here. If I pull firmly on it, this is restricting my head movement and my neck. It's pulling directly at the back of my head, the back of my spine. And when you can control somebody's head, you control their posture. You also control where their spine is in the space, okay? So something that I like to talk about a lot with lapel guards is this idea of movement restriction and immobilization. So we've talked about this a lot in the last 30 minutes already. But more so, when I use the near side lapel and I feed it from the inside space to the outside space, there is a very clear movement restriction in that if I stand up here, just to demonstrate, my lead leg is very heavily loaded, much more so than my trail leg. If I were to do something so dangerous as transfer the weight into my back leg, into my trail leg, this offers my partner a lot of opportunities to stand up and to take me down. Again, because if I keep my weight in my lead leg, this makes it very difficult for my partner to stand up. But they can also manipulate the fact that they understand there's a lot of weight in my lead leg, and they might opt to try and, again, use a rotational ability of my shoulder being pushed to my right in order to create a side sweep scenario. Also, they can also try and bring me over the hip line to achieve an overhead sweep. Okay, so again, understanding how to control posture, understanding how to weight shift with the lapels more readily allows us to sweep our partners much more easily. Again, in normal guards or open guards, there's a lot of dynamic movement to account for. So you really critically need very excellent timing in order to sweep someone. In this sort of position with the lapel, it almost slows down time. You have more time to recognize that, okay, this is what I have to do in order to sweep my partner. Also, your partner is often very confused about what's happening because lapel guards are still a fairly new thing to do. But again, near side, far side, the classic worm guard is usually, if I demonstrate with Erica, since I am so lucky to have you with you today, the classic worm guard position is achieved from the far side lapel lasso usually. So I grab this and I bring it across her body on the diagonal and I exchange hands here. So my right hand is now holding onto the lapel and my elbow is firmly closed on the outside of her knee. Okay, so if we just turn a few degrees, very nice, stay here. So this is our classic worm guard position. Again, every time I set up a lapel position, I am trying to understand where is my partner's weight and what are the possible reactions. Like, because of this cross-side setup, which again is just a classic worm guard, but just trying to define each of the individual lapel positions, I understand that she can only move at this given point between where I'm grabbing the lapel. She cannot move her legs around a lot. She can move her hands, she can move her arms, but she's still quite restricted in this position. So this means I've restricted her movement options almost infinitely here. I understand that there's a few different reactions, such as she can use her left hand to push my foot back into the inside space, which now requires me to have a next reaction, otherwise I will get past or I will get a knee cut. But, go back, so come back. Because I know that's one of the main reactions and one of the only reactions she can do from this position, it allows me to already prepare for what can happen next. I already anticipate that she might grab my foot. And just like, oh, don't worry. I already anticipate that she might grab my foot. So I already moved before she even has the impulse to want to touch it, if this makes sense. Okay? So already before she touches my foot, I'm trying to weight shift, I'm trying to clear the knee line, so on and so forth. Okay? Again, this is more about application theory, and it's not limited to just the lapel guards.